one step in front of the other, along a road with seemingly no end, breathing in the green, cold fog breath, moss moist ancient soil fills my nose. The venerable and forgotten gods, their song calls to me, each step deeper into Haeth's heart. I hear the oath of a season, the promise that in the end we find a place to finally call home.
Hello, and welcome to the House of Dreams, a place of fantastical worlds, mythic beasts, and wondrous tales. We are a TTRPG actual play creative collective led by queer, BIPOC, and marginalized folks. I am Okami, and I will be your guide. Today, we present A Season's Oath, a Wanderhome actual play series of hope, exploration, and deep magic. A West Marches hexcrawl OSR-inspired folkloric journey featuring a rotating cast of travelers who weave in and out of the saga. All of them are seeking to understand a magic bestowed upon them by the venerable and forgotten gods of flame, form, dark, and wind. A road that will take them to many forgotten and sacred places all over Haeth. This series is going to showcase the full rules of Wanderhome by Possum Creek Games, including the seasons, holidays, guest playbooks and natures, seasonal phenomena, and J Dragon's homebrew magic rules. This Chapter 5, we are currently raising funds for an incredibly important cause, Palestinian Children's Relief Fund, to help feed children in Gaza who, even after these 2 years and for these many years, need our help, even with everything going on in the world. You can donate via the Tiltify link in the chat, or you can use the QR code on the overlay. Please, please, please donate if you can. And to kind of, we do have several donation incentives that will allow you, the audience, to add more color, magic, and wonder to our journey. For $5, travelers can get a token that they may use or save. For $15, you can introduce a new Kith. A Kith name that has not been met by the travelers on their current journey is introduced into the scene, such as from the backstory of one of the travelers or from the current place they're exploring. If all named Kith have been met, the group will look at the common animal folk in the place they're visiting and create a new Kith to meet and interact with. For $25, we have two incentives. One, a relic. The travelers will discover a relic, a special kith that is an inanimate object that confers the traveler who carries it with a supernatural trait, as if they were a kith. Each relic also has a unique bit of Haeth lore that comes with it. A roll on a special chart will determine what relic is found on the journey. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, a die in a diceless game. Also, the other thing that you can pick up for a $25 donation, you can a magic trait. So a traveler will gain a level and a path of magic, either a new path or the next tier in one they already are gifted with, deepening their connection to the venerable and forgotten gods. And last but certainly not least, we have a donation goal for every $50 that we raise, which we're already halfway toward to that now. You may awaken a folklore. The folklore of the nature currently being directly interacted with is immediately brought into the current scene, or if we're in the thick of things and there's lots of emotions and feelings, immediately after. So,
Is that not going to be?
Right. We are going to jump into our journey by flashing forward many, many months. Bhaloo and Ricardo, the two of you are walking through a dark, candlelit necropolis. The 1,000 Candles Necropolis. It is the holiday of pyre. There are the little encampments that you see with fires, with families having picnics. It's mostly adults that are awake, as it is the middle of the night, or the beginning of the night. You're wandering through, enjoying time with a friend that has temporarily been given life until dawn by your traveling companion, Surya. There's a moment during this fun little parade that you are experiencing through the necropolis, the stars shining brightly above you, when the two of you are stopped and interrupted by an upside down figure wearing a mask. It's a black cat wearing various leathers and muted colors, and the both of you recognize that it's Elor, the rogue ghost that you had met earlier that evening.
Who?
Hello, my friends.
But okay, because I did a quick little search, right? I wanted to figure out who Elor was, and as far as I remember, Bhaloo is not the biggest fan of this black cat.
Not
right?
at all, actually.
Yeah. So as soon as this cat drops his friends, Bhaloo's hackles just rise, and there's that low growl that builds in the back of his throat.
You know, it's quite rude to be threatening towards the dead on a day that the living and the dead are supposed to be celebrating together.
Bhaloo is going to just kind of step out, and he is this is a brilliant moment to kind of drop it. So the advancement that I took, that I was afforded, I took another level in dark magic where I learned Deep 1. So I am going to spend a token to close my eyes, and then Bhaloo closes his eyes again. And in this state, I can see ghosts of parts from millions of years ago, the dream roads of fossils and ancient creatures long forgotten to history. Follow these veins and you will find your way to safety. If you look at someone else while in this state, you can see the light inside their heart and what shape it takes. Do not look at any bright lights while in this state.
So when you close your eyes, all of a sudden, Elor goes from a somewhat substantial shade to a brilliant, vibrantly colored, idealized state. It's beautiful. The mask is glittering of colors of blue and accents of purple. His fur take on a sheen of health and vibrancy. And as I explained before, he's upside down, but he's not hanging from anything. He's literally floating upside down in the air, like kind of like the Hanged Man tarot card with his, like a T shape like this. But in this vision, he is brilliant, almost like a small god in how vibrant. And the ghosts are kind of a type of small god, but this is like intense, and he looks alive. Like he looks there's something about drawing into this deep magic that you are normally, when you look, you can see the shape of, you're literally looking at his soul manifest. Do you glance at Ricardo in this
I
state?
look around, of course.
Ricardo.
Yes.
How does your soul manifest? What does Bhaloo see?
As part of my soul, I would say that that's like very light bluish sort of soul that is like always moving around, like trying to pick an interest in everything that is going on at the same time. And do I get to see this black cat change in the ways that you have described, or is it only Bhaloo that sees?
It is only Bhaloo, because Bhaloo activated the deep one.
And at this moment, that sort of spirit like waits for a second and just looks at you, and there is some kind of point of, as if it's pulsed lots of emotions, of feelings at the same time. It doesn't retain any kind of emotion. They are always spilling out from it. And by looking at you, you can feel like this sense of admiration and trying to understand what it is that you are doing.
So you see Elor reaches into his pocket and pulls out what looks to be a cellophane wrapped candy. It's a massive, it's like this big, like it's huge, and it's just sort of wrapped in this, maybe not cellophane, wax paper, right? Like a kind of a wax paper, and they are offering it to you, and you're just to both of you, right? To both of you, and Elor says, "A tale for a treat on this pyre. I would love to hear how all of you got here. Or at least, perhaps just the two of you."
Since you say it is, we are meant to be at peace, then maybe, I suppose I could accept. I do not want to disrespect the mood of what has been built here this day.
Which one of you takes the candy?
I'll take the candy.
Yeah. The moment that Bhaloo takes the candy, Ricardo will go shortly afterwards to take one as well.
Mm-hmm. So, shall we start the story? And as the two of you begin to recount the tale, Bhaloo, you can feel the paths of safety kind of winding and weaving around you. And you see the echoes of your past start to manifest and become vibrant and become colorful as your memories take shape as you go back all the way to New Year's and your journey that we're going to go on now.
Oh.
So, my friends, we have traveled forward in time, and now we have traveled back in time. And before we embark on this journey, we must answer 4 questions. And we're going to answer them together, collaboratively, as a group. First, what sort of place did we just travel from? I think we're going to start with our newest player, Daelin, Day, played by Tommy. What is your contribution? What was the place like that you just traveled from with your friends?
I want to say that the place that we just traveled from was calm. I feel like it was a nice little village. We rested for a bit. Was able to catch our bearings and get any supplies that we needed for our travels. Just for a couple nights, because we were traveling probably for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Does anyone else want to contribute? Small village? Anything we want to add to the village? Bhaloo or Mel or Ricardo?
Maybe there was some kind of interesting, like, I wouldn't call it celebration, but tradition that was being held at that place when we left.
Okay, all right.
Yes, and on both of those. Maybe the tradition, the festival, was a salt festival where they've gotten, like, every so often they get a shipment of salt from
where we're going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's how we find out about this peninsula that's made up of salt.
Yeah. I want to guess sand on that. I think this little salt festival was them salting the roads because it's New Year's.
Oh.
And you just came from a place that was snowy. So they're using this large amount of salt. They cook like salty pretzels and salty soups, but most of the salt is used to clear the paths through the village so that people can walk without, having to deal with snow and whatnot. Aadi, is there anything else that you would like to add to the place you came from?
I think, especially after the experience on the mountain and that all those massage parlors, I think I definitely took the time to find a chiropractor. That is maybe a little bit of wish fulfillment, a little bit of projection.
No. There could have been a wise person in the village, that cracked your back because you needed it.
Definitely, yes. And Bhaloo has been feeling. He's doing a lot of humming.
Bhaloo, do we feel we're gonna flow into the next question? Oh, please don't mind my dog. Do we feel our journey has been long?
With the right people, we do not think about the time. Journey is a journey.
Bhaloo's used to traveling now. He's got the right mindset for it.
Yeah, and I will even say that we are at times playing some games, the usual kind of games of trying to see what's around you or tell a story or invent a story while traveling, and that made all the going on while traveling even easier, not having to worry so much about what's around you. And maybe there could be some nice places to watch and see as we travel around, especially where we are going to.
How about you, Daelin? Do you feel like the journey felt long for you?
Yes. Daelin is a kid, and he enjoys the company he has. Don't get him wrong. We love the company that we have and stuff. But I have been walking forever. I just want a break.
And you have played so many times. I see you in my little eye with Ricardo. And all the freaking times it's the same thing.
And you've been doing your duty as far as Louise is concerned, and don't forget that.
Yeah. Is there somewhere we hope to go? Someplace to rest?
Oh.
Some place to rest would be good.
Someplace to rest would be very nice. Maybe near a nice riverbed or lake, where there is some very strong and special trees, because Daelin is trying his best to make an ocarina for his new sister.
Is there anything else anyone else would like to add?
Massive paw would come down and ruffle Daelin's hair.
Does Day Day share that desire to do a wooden ocarina with everybody, or is that a secret?
He hasn't really shared it with anybody or said anything and stuff, but you do see him constantly like he has tried many times to make the wooden ocarina, but it has failed multiple times, and he's inside of his bag. He has a lot of failed attempts to make the ocarina and stuff. He doesn't get rid of the wood. Something about not being wasteful and being able to turn something into something else is very much inside of his mind.
Okay. Are we doing scenes yet, or we're still answering questions?
The scenes are questions. And finally, but silently, in our heads, where is my home? And with that, we continue our journey. Mel, what would you like to jump into? You had something on your spirit. Would you like to say that before you formally arrive at your place? Or is this something you'd like to do in the place?
For what? Right, I have an idea right now with the scene with Daelin.
Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to introduce where we're going. Mm-hmm. And as soon as we're done doing that, we're going to open on the road right outside of this place with you and Daelin. How's that sound? Okay. You're all arriving at the Salted Peninsula, a lonely stretch of land blasted by battle and destructive magics, surrounded by the crashing waves of the Northwind Sea. The peninsula is famous for its salt deposits, used in the preservation of meats, vegetables, and other foodstuffs. Many battles, some involving, as I mentioned before, destructive magics, took place here between the rebellion and the floating mountain vanguard for control of the salt deposits. It left the land blasted and desolate, barely habitable if not for the vast stores of food preserved in a grand underground cellar by the local Haeth. It is stocked and maintained by trading salt with farmers and merchant ships from outside the region, with further contributions to the store from fishing and clamming by the local expert sea wolf fisherfolk. The three natures of the place we are visiting are as follows. A waste, which is a place that life has abandoned. A shore, is a liminal place where daily life ebbs and flows with the tide. And a root cellar, a place that with careful planning in times of bounty can provide during the leaner seasons or meaner seasons. The aesthetics that you all will be encountering are a heavy door and stacked stone walls built in the side of a hill. Wooden steps leading to a deep and vast darkness. Dull skies, a fragile people wandering the lonely world. Driftwood bleached by sun and salt. And the high tide line off in the distance. I want to invite all of you to indulge in the place moves. I will be doing them mostly, but these are moves that do not require a token. And they can help continue moving the story forward. This place can always describe the fruits and vegetables that are being stored. Show something that at this rate won't last the winter. Have someone worried over the stores. Gain a token if you give up your share. Describe the barren earth. Keep something from growing or changing. Ask, what do you see here that breaks your heart? And give them a token. Describe the contrast between opposite forces. Show the tide beginning to turn. And take someone far out of their element. Give them a token. The folklores of this place are the shivering child god who guards against rot. The curse of the lonely king, and how the mouse maiden's song held back the tide. Common animal folk that you will encounter here are seagulls, seals, puffins, moles, and sea wolves. The small and forgotten gods in this place are prophetic shells, wish-granting fish, and whispers in the dark. The holiday that you are celebrating is New Year's. New Year's is the end of the year, a solid week of celebration that is a time for radical change and transformation. Traditions. A week of hopeful revelry. Festival stalls with lots of snacks. Gift giving. Elaborate and ornate costumes, and special performances. During New Year's, everyone can always get a token whenever you give someone or something they really wanted. Spend a token to make a promise to yourself that you're determined to keep. And last but not least, try out a new name, look, or gender. Now, the lore of this place, which all of your characters, will be vaguely aware of, is that on New Year's, the stores are thrown open and a grand week of feasting is held, ensuring all the food on the edge of preservation is eaten to make room for fresh stores from visiting trade ships and peddlers who come every leap. So, this is the place that you're arriving at. Massive salt flats. And as you enter the peninsula, which is essentially turned into like a big festival ground, we open on Mel and Day Day.
Yeah. So I was asking about the ocarina and everything, because making things is kind of, Mel's whole jam. But she's not good with wood. Like, that's not one of the materials that she really works with. But I think, like, as we approach the shore, Mel would be like, hey, Day Day, I want to take you over here and show you something real fast. Can you walk with me? I'm not going to push you in the water, I promise. That was just once. Just once, not again.
Okay. I guess.
Luther, who is an incredibly tall, broad-shouldered, gray-haired mountain goat man, wearing like heavy-duty overalls and chonky traveling boots, with like a tool belt around his waist. Kind of smirks and looks affectionately at Mel, and then gives you a lopsided smile, and is like, I hope you're not going to throw the kid into the ocean. I mean, it's New Year's. It's still pretty cold.
It was just once, okay? It just once. Anyway.
It's okay. The water doesn't really bother me too much.
It's an otter. I thought it would be fun.
You two go talk shop, and I'll see if I can distract the Louise and the rest of the group from interrupting.
Okay.
Friendships deserve privacy. And he makes his way over, the camera lingering on his backside, perhaps a little too long. And as he just sort of makes his way over to the rest of the group, keeping them like distracted with like idle chatter, so the two of you can have this moment. Just letting the rest of the table know, if you would like to do a place move to interact with them, you are more than welcome to. But I
just want to say, in that moment, in that slow down, slow-mo camera moment, I knew that the hot goat man is white.
No, because it's me. So no, he's not. That's some green room nonsense that we're bringing back.
Yeah,
Daelin is just still confused, head cocked to the side, ear popping out, like, what is happening?
What is going on? So you arrive. Like I said, you're both together on the shore. What do you say? What do you talk about?
Mel points out some clay deposits. And starts digging some clay up, and is like showing, like, look, this is, you can see like there's different colors, slightly different colors in the clay, and starts to form an ocarina. And it's like, you might be able to make them easier with clay, and you can take the wood forms that you have and wrap clay around them, and then cut the clay and try to, maybe reuse them to make some forms.
Oh, I didn't think about that at all. Oh, okay. I'm not really good with that at all. Can you help? I want to make it so I can give it an ocarina as a gift.
Ooh, are you giving it to Ricardo? Because don't give him recorders.
No. Papa Bhaloo has already told me never to give him anything, music-wise.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you want to hide it from him, I said, like, that can't be done, but don't do it. But yeah, for Louise?
Mm-hmm.
You are such a good big brother. She gives him a hug.
Nah. His arms flailing like,
Mel, take a token for doing something kind without getting anything in return. And for speaking your true feelings on a subject, go ahead and take a token, Day.
Oh, yay.
Yeah. There's a little drop-down menu on the player keeper that I made that will allow you to keep track of your tokens. And they, and just letting you know, as our newest traveler, They do roll over from game to game.
Yay! Thank God.
So the rest of our motley crew can see that there's a hug going on down by the shore, with the Ragamuffin just sort of struggling, playfully, and so just
Bhaloo is just immediately muttering to Bhumi, I keep telling Mel that he's not entirely comfortable. Right? Do they listen?
The camera lingers on Bhumi. Bhumi is Bhaloo's beautiful dancer wife. She is also a moon bear. She is wearing a blue, accented with gold sari, but one that's kind of been hiked up some so that the hem doesn't get on the ground. Wearing actually barefoot, just paws on the ground. Wearing beautiful golden bangles on her wrists. She has a nose ring and a chain that goes to her ear. And there's all these beautiful like gold trimmings and patterns in the fabric that she is wearing, which is a combination of like silks and heavy duty cottons. And she is smiling over at you, Bhaloo, while at your feet, Louise is...
He's just adorably awkward, but there is no excuse. Not...
Louise, your orange orangutan ward and adopted daughter, looks up to you and says, Dede? What did you say, Dede? Dede is dashing and gallant, like a community volunteer or a union organizer, as she is essentially playing ball and cup, which she picked up at the last village.
That is because he's comfortable with you.
I thought you said that everyone was comfortable with me, even the spirits, and that's why I'm special.
That is not exactly what you are. And it leads down and starts tweaking the cheeks.
And she immediately puts away the toy, drops it into one of her side stuff and climbs up on your back and just starts grooming you.
Bhaloo just sits on the ground and
yeah. How do you react to this, Ricardo? There are booths, there is food, and there is a party, and Bhaloo is just sat on the ground.
I was about to act on that.
Luthor is using his handsome blue eyes to try and distract the group, and your attention is just being pulled in 4 zillion different directions. What do you do? What do you do in reaction to this? Because some people are coming, some people are going. Luthor is charming, but you can smell the food from here.
No, of course. Ricardo having been bred in a place where there's so much party and energy going on, when they see everything going on around them, all the food, all the partying, it feels like a kid going into a candy place. Mm-hmm. Their eyes are going everywhere, looking at everything at once. And they grab onto Bhaloo and said, Bhaloo, we can't miss this. Stand up and let's grab something. They are gifting some food over there.
Okay. Louise, you can do the braiding right
Louise, you too.
Okay. Come on. It is happening. It is happening. Yes, let us be the happening.
All right. Are we all good?
And he awkwardly kind of starts dad dancing into the festival.
Awkward dad dance.
Yes.
Hey, confident dad dance. Like,
Of course, it's confident.
Yeah.
As you guys are heading in, Louise is also like kind of dancing a little bit as when you get into like the main festival area, a group of musicians come on stage and start playing. All of these booths have all kinds of different foods, like like grilled meats, candied meats, pickled everything. Okay, and like lots, like pickled eggs, pickled pickles, pickled carrots, like every kind of variety of spiced, preserved like foods. There's like a booth that is all for like soda bread with a variety of jellies and jams, like, and when I say a variety, I'm talking like 10, 20 flavors for you to choose from just to spread it like on the soda bread. There's this pattern of everything. Even the children in our group recognize that these are all things from a pantry. This is all like perishable, like all of this is like stuff that is stored, right? And some seafood here, and there is some meats, but like almost everything, it's almost like a giant leftovers feast, where it's just like all the stuff is just out there, and you could see like there's a pattern of preservation. And like, and you've been to like, especially Ricardo, you were raised at the Mariposa Fairgrounds.
Yeah.
And this is like not what, like the Mariposa Fairgrounds has a much more, it has the same variety, but it doesn't have the same amount of pickled and preserved stuff.
It's different kind of food, I suppose.
Yeah. There's also little to no barter. Like at all. Most of the food is just being handed out for free.
Mm-hmm.
No barter, no trade.
They
no
are trying
IOU.
one of everything.
Yeah, it's very like there's a substantial mix of locals. Like you can kind of tell the locals by they're a little, for lack of a better term, salt bitten. Like you can see like some of their clothes have like salt stains, but that aren't from sweat. They're just from like the environment. But you can also see like other merchants and things like visiting the area.
Bhaloo would have also definitely smelled some grasshopper popcorn. Definitely like, and just kind of gravitated, like, pulled in by that presence and gone and gotten a massive family bowl of like grasshopper popcorn. And he's
Is it sweet or salty?
Is it sweet or salty?
I mean, yeah, it's salty because it's the peninsula of salt.
Yep. Yeah, there is a lot of like salted.
But this is
here.
like this is not sea salt, it is mountain salt. So
okay.
That's the part
salt.
I'm excited about. All the different kinds of salt.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is different kinds of salt and stuff.
There's all kinds of different salt around here. Mountain salt, like there's a moment where you guys are at a booth and there's this person, we'll say they're a seal. There is a he/him seal who is like, yeah, so we got mountain salt, we've got sea salt from the shore, we have battle salt, which is from like the Central Plains. So these come in a variety of different flavors. We've got crickets, mountain salt, got it. And then they go over and they just sort of chink out like some, like literally, like they have like almost like a salt shaver. They have like a salt shaver, and they just crush it like from like the block of salt. They have all these different blocks of salt, and then he just gently, pours it into a shaker and just over this bowl of crickets that have been deep fried in like oh, you're not allergic to peanuts, are you? No. Okay, excellent. These were fried in peanut oil, so I just want to make sure that because I've got some that are fried in vegetable oil.
Bhaloo is one of the parents of the group. Of course, he would know if there are people. No.
Unless,
yeah. Does anyone have a peanut allergy?
Okay. Not Louise. Okay. Louise eats anything.
Yeah.
And with Ricardo.
Yeah. You do not have to have a peanut allergy, but this is just a demonstration of like how kind these people are, despite the fact that they live in the earth here. I'm going to describe the barren earth. While everyone is here eating and celebrating, and this really kind seal gentleman is handing you all this bowl of salted grasshopper popcorn, the ground is barren. There's just sort of like hard packed earth underneath you. There's hardly any, there's no grass. There's just like, there was sand when you went to the beach shore, but there was no like, there's just no life here.
Plants. No
plants. Very few bugs. Most of the bugs that you see here are like beasts of burden that are, pulling carts and things. There's not a lot of pets here. Not a lot of, usually when you go to a place in Haeth, there's like little buggy pets that people have. Nope. It just seems to be just like so barren. How does that make you feel, Bhaloo, when you come to that realization?
I think I would like to continue to describe the barren earth.
Go ahead.
As we are kind of looking through, the pell-mell hustle and bustle of crowd and celebration and festival, the barren ground from the wars that were fought here once when destructive magic was used. It's not like it's salt lands, but there are parts of it that if you look at it from a certain angle are just spears of transmuted salt earth that come out. And so it's amazing to him that people are having this celebration with the proof of the cost of that. And he does kind of mutter to himself a little bit, but at volume enough that people would hear, "This is old and very earth that has been scarred from battles older and older than the last war we had."
They did? And how come there is sea salt as well? Did they throw some of that salt to the sea?
I think the sea already has salt, Louise pipes up. That's right, Dede. The sea has salt? Oh. Well, I don't know why.
The small god throw it there.
There's a difference between fresh water and sea salt water. I don't know how the salt got there, but I usually prefer to swim inside of fresh water.
I do as well.
Well, maybe the fish know.
Oh,
but
maybe we could find one and ask.
Bhaloo doesn't
Luther is
allow
like,
me to talk to
"Ooh."
fishes.
No, Luther's like, fish are dangerous. Fish are tricksters.
But there is fish. You can fish and get fish.
Boomy is just sort of like, going like this, like.
What? I like fishing.
Day sitting here confused a little bit because like fish is like some of his favorite snacks, but at the same time, the adults are telling him that fishing is dangerous.
Boomy is like, young one, and she gets down on one knee, kind of gets to your level. Fish are two things. Delicious. But Luther is right. Daemons, trickster spirits, often have the heads of fish, and sometimes take the form of whole fish. Sometimes they will trick you. Sometimes they will offer you wishes. Sometimes they will do both.
Every time I have encountered a demon, it has been on land. Whenever I've gone to water and done fishing, I've always just got fish.
Everyone's saying a lot of things. I'll be careful.
Fishing is a sacred practice. It is both feeding your community and a form of divination, a form of magic. Because you might encounter something of the small gods when fishing. But if you would like to ask a member of the community questions about the local fish or why the sea is salty, I believe there's some over there, and you can see, like, you know, at one of the booths, next to one of the booths, there's like a landed boat that's been set up as like a tailgating with your fishing boat. They've got the boat up on, like, you know, kind of dry docked on some wooden, on some wooden logs that are a little like salt damaged on this big old fishing boat, and you see for lack of a better term, a pack of sea wolf fishermen. And sea wolves, just to kind of clarify for the audience, are a particular species of wolves that are native to Canada.
Only Canada.
And only Canada. They
South
have
America as well.
Yes, they have. Oh, and are they in South America as well?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, so they have slightly webbed paws because they exclusively, for the most part, 90% of their diet is seafood and fishing. And they hunt both in freshwater and in brackish seawater. And they were often taken as, in our world, they were often fishermen would, you know, there's a whole legacy there. So these particular wolves, you can see that, like, their hands are like slightly webbed for swimming. And they're in like comfortable like fishing gear that, you know, it looks like they like cleaned it off, like they just, you know, kind of oiled the leathers and, you know, washed their linens and stuff. But they're still a little salt stained. And they're there, you know, just drinking probably ale or rum out of their tankards and enjoying some street food, meat on a stick or fried fish on a stick.
Daelin is highly interested in them. He's also somewhat interested in the music.
On the stage, the musicians?
On the stage and stuff that you mentioned earlier, but at the same time, as he is an otter, he doesn't have a chance to go into the water as much as he would like, traveling and as much as he does. So this might be a really great chance for him to like learn a little bit more and possibly figure out if he can fish himself.
Oh, okay. So what would you like to do? Would you like to go approach the musicians or the fishermen? There are no wrong answers in Wanderhome. It's all vibes.
The fisherman may be there for a very long time. You know what? He's gonna ask Louise. What does she want to do?
Oh, Louise kind of looks around and is like, I kind of want to ask the fishermen why the sea is so salty. I think they would know.
Yeah.
I don't mind that.
I don't know as well.
See?
Then we go. And
All right.
Daelin leads the charge, promptly on all fours, running towards the fisherman.
So Daelin, Louise, and Ricardo embark off to ask these pack of sea wolves about why the sea is salty and to learn more about fish. And with that, we are going to take our first break. When we return, we're going to talk to some fishermen. And now we are actually back. Hello. So, when last we left our travelers, Bhaloo, the guardian, and his ward Louise, and beautiful dancer wife Boomy, alongside Mel the smith, the tree squirrel smith, and her partner on the road and in love, Luthor, giant, attractive goat blacksmith, the adorable little Otter Ragamuffin, Daelin, aka Day, and our wonderful, wise yet rambunctious Ricardo the Fool, Axolotl, have all together as one big, huge traveling little family have arrived at the Salted Peninsula for the week of the New Year celebration. All kinds of booths, and now the three youngest members of our group, Louise, our little orange orangutan, touched by the small gods, our Ragamuffin, and our Fool are leading the charge over to a group of seawolf fishermen.
Troublemakers.
Providers.
I will call out to Daelin. Day, just make sure you keep an eye on them.
Wait, is it Ricardo? Aren't you the oldest one?
I don't know how old Day is, but Ricardo is 18, if I'm not mistaken.
Did I stutter? I did not stutter.
Daelin is like 12 to 13.
Yeah, and Louise is 10. So Louise is confused.
Daelin looks up at Ricardo. You're old.
I'm not. I'm
Bhaloo
Ricardo's-
literally snorts into his paw like.
Yeah,
I'm grown up.
Ricardo's
I'm not old.
Ricardo's 18 summers. That's a long time.
It's a really long time.
Yeah.
It's just not that long.
Like 18 summers ago.
But
Uh,
I'm grown up, not old.
you hear a loud cackling coming from Louise's shoulder as you see this coming out from it wasn't there before, but now you see Seti, who is a tiny little small god that has a giant mushroom cap that looks kind of like a witch hat. That's currently, because she likes to change colors. Currently, it's blue with white spots on it. She has just a little cute little kind of humanoid face, and a little kind of a baby doll dress that is cream color that contrasts really well with the red hat, and just lets out a little cackle, and just small, by the way, small enough to be on Louise's shoulder, and she's just like, oh, Ricardo, you're not that old. You're just old compared to them.
Not old.
Maybe
Payday.
someone's not as cool as they thought they were.
Oh no, I think Ricardo's super cool. They're awesome. Why weren't the kids? I'm hip, right?
Luther's
Daelin wants to address the small god, but at the same time, that comment right there, he kind of turns around.
Yeah, Luther is like, yes, you're quite hip, as he puts his hand on your hip to kind of distract you so that the children can bolt away if they want to.
Looks at Luis. No one says hip anymore.
I'm Liddy, okay?
Okay. Louise is like, okay. Question. Would we like to kind of split the group so people can wander around and explore? Okay, cool. All right.
Let the kids have their fun.
Yes. So the three of you, the Ricardo and Louise and Daelin, walk up to these fishermen.
Before they leave, Bhaloo will swoop Ricardo, pat his head, and just go, "It does not matter. You'll always be my boy," and pats him on board and sends him off.
Take a token for speaking your true feelings on a subject. So the young ones, and like I said, feel free to, if you want to make any place moves, you are welcome to, Mel and Bhaloo.
Let the kids have their.
I said place moves. I said place
Cool.
moves. So you walk up to them, and the lead, a gentleman seawolf sailor in the front, eats a little bit of meat off a stick, and he looks down and he's like, Happy New Year's, children.
Happy New Year's. We have a question.
Fire away. Names. It's New Year's. We should introduce ourselves. How rude. I am Luis, and these are my brothers. And then he says a variety of different kind of Spanish sounding names. introducing all of them. And you three are... I'm Louise.
Why are you named Louise as well? Are you mocking her?
No. I'm Luis. As he says it with an accent very similar to your grandmother's.
I know, I'm just playing around.
And she is Louise. Exactly, Louise. With the ah sound instead of the ooh sound.
Oh, okay, so Luis and Lois. I understand. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
My name's Daelin.
Ricardo.
It's a pleasure to meet you. So, your question.
Yeah, well, why is the ocean salty? Who put salt there?
I just saw Ricardo saying hi to Daelin. Like,
They are lots of stories for why the sea is salty. Some say that there is a magic salt millstone that could produce infinite salt, and that the ship that it was sailing on was sunk one time during a war of many, many years ago, and it sunk to the bottom of the sea. But this magic salt mill continues, and as a result of all of the salt from the magic salt mill, the sea has been salty. Others say it's because underneath the ocean there are mountains that are completely submerged in water that are filled with salt, and that is the reason why the sea is salty. I'm not sure which one.
A treasure in the boat, right? It was salt.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So there's like a pirate treasure underwater?
There is lots of buried treasure underwater.
I go wide.
At least according to the fish that I encounter that talk occasionally.
You encountered talking fish?
Yeah, they all kind of nod. Yeah, usually about once a season, I'll encounter one.
I don't think I've ever seen a talking fish. Papa Bhaloo says that there are talking fish out there, but he still goes fishing.
So do I.
Do you think that and he's struggling with like wanting to ask the question. I want to learn how to fish.
You want to learn how to fish?
Yes, but Mama Boomy, that's dangerous.
Well, the act of fishing itself isn't dangerous. The encountering of a daemon, that is what's dangerous. But if you and your family are staying for the whole week, we'd be more than happy to give you some lessons, even though it's a holiday. One good turn does another. We take you out on our boat, show you the basics of fishing.
He starts like kind of like almost jumping up and down.
And from what I can tell, and he reaches down, is it okay if I touch your hand? Okay. He reaches out after asking if it's okay. And from what I can tell, and he looks at the webs on your otter hands, you have what it takes to be a great fisherman and a great swimmer. You have what we all have. And like all in unison, like almost like they've done this before, they all hold their paws up with the webbing between the fingers. I'm not going to assume you know how to swim.
You know how to swim. I used to swim a lot. I used to swim with people. I don't. And he starts scratching his head a bit and stuff. There's a memory there that he just can't get a hold of.
I was looking at his paws and there are no webbings there.
He puts
I just watched.
Luis is gonna make a move that he can do, that he can always do, and that is take on a. And he puts his hand on your shoulder and looks at you and sees that you're struggling with this memory, and he's just gonna say, sometimes we forget things for a reason, and it's okay to forget them if we need to. You don't have to struggle to remember for me. I believe you. The details are not necessarily as important as you think they are. What matters is that you have the heart of a fisherman. And I will be more than happy to introduce you to the fine art of fishing this New Year's. And Tommy, can you tell me how this statement lifts this burden? Or, yeah.
Daelin struggles with a lot of the fact that he can't remember a lot of his past. He just remembers bits and pieces of like moments and stuff. He remembers someone's laughter. He remembers the feeling of being held by someone. He remembers swimming with a group of people, but he can't put faces to bodies or things like a name to the sound of the laughter that he heard. He just knows it was there. So being told that, well, it's somewhat important to him. Being told that he doesn't have to remember something for someone else, that even without that memory, he's still important, that he still can be good at something. It makes him feel happy. It makes him feel seen, and almost reminds him of a easier time when he was younger than this.
Yeah.
He just smiles at that, and he almost wants to cry and stuff, but then he like, okay.
You okay, Day?
I'm better. I'm really happy.
Take a token for speaking your true feelings on a subject. The three of you are there with the fisherman, and our camera swings over to our grown-ups. Boomy, Luther, Mel, and Bhaloo. How do the four of you decide that you want to kill time while the young ones are talking to the fisherman?
I have an idea. Let the kids play for a little bit. They'll be fine. There's enough people. And Ricardo is pretty good at keeping Louise safe, and has been. Hey! I saw that face, Tomas.
What me?
Daelin is such a good.
Can I just say for large parts of that, veining and dropping, Bhaloo's dad sense was going wild. Something is wrong in the force, right? The whole time. It kept dropping and going. It was like,
everything's good, Papa Bhaloo. It's gonna be fine.
We're all here together.
Mm-hmm.
Everything works out in the end.
I don't know. Maybe that's just Aadi, who's like a sus motherfucker.
No.
But Mel calls out to Cal, who is one of her new little friends, and Cal is an egg. that just is constantly rolling. Yes, small god of potential. And Cal, could you please find our dear friend Bhaloo the best cooking salts that we could possibly get?
A scent trail that was being followed just kind of goes, yes, what?
So, Cal, you said their name was, they are, they just sort of start spinning and floating in the air and leading you to a booth that is manned by a young woman who is a seagull, wearing a really nice, like, sturdy linen, slightly salt-stained black dress with a heavy shawl, and she's got a stand with just jars and jars and jars of different pre-ground cooking salts. It just has a very simple sign, like canvas sign that it's probably like sail canvas that's been painted on, and it just says Astrea's findings. And then there's like a wooden sign that has like all of these prices that are, it's not painted, it's like carved and wood burned on the side, instead of like straight up paint. And then her booth is like massive, right? Like there's the front table, there's all these side tables, there's like carpets on the ground, and there's just all these different jars of all these varieties of, you were specifically looking for like cooking salts, right? Yeah, all of these differently labeled bottles of salts and things. Hello everyone, I'm Astrea. It's so wonderful to have visitors out here in the peninsula. All of my salts have been hand harvested by myself. I'm a local salt harvester, so you can cut out the middleman. Feel free to peruse. It's New Year's, so feel free to pick out one just to take for yourself. And then any additional, I'm more than welcome to barter. I will accept royal coinage, mostly because some of the merchants that we get on the ships use that, and any coinage or barter that you offer us will be used to purchase our food stores here on the peninsula. So it would be greatly, it will all be going to a good cause.
Madam Estrella, it is an honor to meet you. I am Bhaloo, I am a chef, and my friend and her intent led us to this fortuitous meeting. I would love to barter. I have some rather exquisite teas that I have curated and collected.
Oh, that is fantastic. That is, anything that is non-perishable is absolutely of great importance here in the peninsula. It could be easily added to our stores. Go ahead and take a variety. All of these are separated. They have individual names based on the region of the peninsula they were mined from, but there's, as you can see, here's mountain, here's sea, and then this is another category. This is, I like to call it heart. It's not really heart, it's from the center. It's salt collected from the battlefields. These were created from various strange transmutations and stuff. They're very good for cooking, but there are some witches and sorcerers and divination specialists that like this kind of salt for their for kitchen magic, for lack of a better
not as much of a fan of that one. too much iron for my taste. But that is exquisite. And he will whip out his cabinet, like, with exquisite masterwork of wood and metal that he acquired some time back. And he just opens it. And it's like, a little, that drop-down capsule that Batman gets all of his stuff from in the games.
Mhm.
It's just compartments, and like there's some 250 little boxes of different sizes that he kind of
Wow.
and non-perishable, and he'll start looking for those. And at the same time, he will look towards Mel and just kind of, no, that is a good suggestion. So I will ask you, Mel, what is your favorite preparation with pickled food? I shall attempt to make it this day.
Oh, I don't know if it's something that I think you could maybe start making it, but I like pickled and fermented like cabbage, super spicy.
I saw that in 15 stalls already. Definitely.
So Estrella is kind of like looking through the teas and things, and is kind of picking out various different.
I will any
kinds.
box that catches her eye. I will just kind of very helpfully explain. So this one is, I got it from here. No, let me tell you that story about that one.
And she picks some teas, and then she ends up
some
doing
spices
something,
also. I offer saffron.
Oh yes. And she's incredibly grateful as she's going through all of these teas and spices, like more so than like you're used to when you usually do this kind of barter. There is a hint of like sorrowful desperation. Like, even though it's New Year's and there's plenty of food, there is a like I said, for lack of a better description, like concern, as you can tell that she's worried about the stores. Why? You don't know, but she's just like, oh, this would be good. And she keeps repeating the stores. It's like every other
thing she
says.
I think as she's saying this, like, Bhaloo is just nodding and keeping her eyes on hers, with just like, I'm here.
And when she finishes picking out what teas and spices she would like, she looks around a moment at all of the salts that she has, and then her eyes rest on you. And she's going to do something she can always do. And she can ask, what do you need right now?
Is she asking this to me or to Mel?
Yep, to Bhaloo.
I need a salt that will pave the way to all of our futures.
She reaches over and she says, I think for your New Year salt, you should take this. And she hands you one of the salt, one of the ones you said that had too much iron, the mystical salts. But this one is like what we would call in our world a Himalayan salt. It is pink and ground very finely. It should be a mountain salt. It looks like a mountain salt. Mm-hmm. But the only reason why you know it's not a mountain salt is because she has taken it from she's separated. She's taken it out from the battle salt. And she said, I know you said that these battle salts probably have too much iron, but I feel like this is going to help. It was salt harvested from a shield that had been turned into a pillar of salt that was protecting someone.
The nature
I don't know who
of
the battle was so long ago, but
the nature of any recipe ingredient is always connected in many ways. And the problem with battle salts is sometimes they allow you to interact with memories in a way that some people may not be ready for.
But I have a feeling that this is what you're going to need on your journey. Maybe not for what you cooked today, but perhaps sometime in the future. Please, Bhaloo, it would be my honor if in addition to this gift, you choose however many bottles that you feel you can carry.
Just give me one that would go well with salted or with rhinoceros beetle steak.
And you all have a lovely moment as he introduces you to several mountain salts that go great with rhinoceros beetle steak. Before we leave the booth, Mel, is there anything
I had asked Mel what her favorite meal was so that I could add it to the prep.
Yeah. What is there anything you would like to say to Estrella or do?
I think the Estrella showing Bhaloo all of the things and all of that, it's just been like this crazy interaction between two forgers of taste as opposed to forgers of a tangible reality. We are forgers of another kind of experience. So you are seeing these people interact, and then occasionally, most of the time, is this Bhaloo going, oh, and like
Booby Luther and Mel are just
Luther's like, man, the glass blowing on these is incredible. Like he's looking at the bottles, cork, and metal preservation lids.
Before we would leave.
Yes, no, absolutely. I want to get.
Mel would ask Australia if they take like trade goods, like
absolutely,
physical.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then all right, well, I don't know how much you would be able to get for this. Maybe I'm not sure, but it's more than nothing. And she takes out all of these, like, it's a set of like 12 wind chimes made out of hammered metal that are decorated with floral motifs.
Oh my gosh, this is lovely.
These came from a temple that unfortunately burned down, but it was a temple to a wind god. And whenever you set them up, they always slightly tinkle, even if there's no wind. So, I mean, I see no reason to keep them, and if they could help you and your community out, then that's way better than keeping them in my pack where nobody can see or hear them.
Take a token. Actually, take a token. Actually, take 2 tokens, because this is, in my opinion, as your guide, beyond barter. Like, this is a very beautiful offering. Special offering,
and it's one of my ceremonial objects.
So
I don't treasure it anymore, but I understand what it's worth.
give someone something you hold dear, or at least used to hold dear. You get a token for that, and then I believe you also have you have another move that this synergizes with, which is
it's kind of, I made this for you.
I think is. Oh no, I don't think you have. Did you switch that one out for something else? Oh, wait. I made this for you. Yes, this is very... No, it doesn't interact with that one because you didn't make it for them. But definitely give someone you hold dear. And she says, kind of points out, and pardon my dog, you end up getting... what you want to like add in your sheet is a jar. Put it like a jar of sacred sea salt, as she gives you some sea salt that has been kind of like, that is often requested by various temples to the small gods, like a really pure sea salt, and says this kind of salt is really good for offerings to the small gods and to protect yourself from ghosts, malevolent spirits, and the whatnot. This is the kind that pilgrims and caretakers of the small gods often use, and they hand you this jar of like sacred salts in barter with any other small, salts, but that's the one that she steers towards you, and it's a sizable jar, and she'll be even gives you like a little gives you one of her little leather salt collector bandolier that it just kind of, because it's a big jar. Yeah. She gives you like a little bandolier so that you can just, carry it, because it's like a mayonnaise jar size of salt. Yeah. And then she says like, and any of the smaller ones, feel free to choose. Thank you so much. As she pulls out like a little step ladder and goes up and puts the chimes like on her booth. And those are going to hang for the whole new year. And then they'll go live at my shack. Thank you so much. May I give you a hug?
Oh, absolutely. I'm a hugger.
Yeah. And then she just says, it's just like such a, like, she just feels, you just feel like this like warm feeling of like gratitude. Like this wind chime is like really special, for her. As like a breeze from the ocean goes by and it starts to play music and tinkle, little tinkle sounds. And she's just like, thank you both so much for visiting my booth. It's deeply appreciated. And Boomy says, of course, you have been more than kind. Of course, you've been more than kind.
I did want to say that our next destination after we are done joining in the celebrations here, it's not too far. I think it's maybe 7 days of travel. So I will keep that many supplies because my family travels. So we can always get to a new place and get more ingredients. I will always find it. So I will give you as much as I can for your stores. I would like help.
Go ahead and gain a token for giving up your share. Because it says have someone worry over the stores, which she had, and you go ahead and get a token for not taking like the festival amount, right? So, how do we all reunite? Or do we want to head out to the sea with the children? Are you just going to like go with the fishermen, or are you going to check in with the grown-ups first?
I think the transition is just like, all three of these people holding Bhaloo off from like diving off of a wharf into the ocean to like children, like Ricardo.
Luther is just like, they're fine. We can see the boats.
They're just sitting there like on the boat.
Yeah, you guys are like,
so
Daelin is not even paying attention. He is just straight up really happy that he is on the water, looking over the ocean. Everything else like does not exist.
Yeah, so I'm going to make the move, take someone far out of their element. So Ricardo and Daelin take a token off of the shores of the peninsula with Louise and Luis's crew on their massive, and I'm talking like, this is a big fishing boat. Like this is like it's like the ones they use in Alaska, like the big ones that can hold like 8 to 10 people. Like, not too big. It's not like a big giant sailing ship. It's a fishing boat, but it's on the bigger side. And it is a schooner. Yeah. So they're out in the water. You've got the dull skies above you, but you can smell the salt wind. It's blowing against your skin. It smells incredible. You hear the whoosh, whoosh of the water as you are out there, and you can see just when you glance over, Ricardo, you can see a tiny little Bhaloo like being held back from leaping off of the side of the dock, but it's just getting smaller and smaller as you all are out in the ocean.
I think Daelin's gonna run over to Ricardo. Ricardo, look. I think at this point in time, like some of the fishes in the water are like jumping out and stuff, and he's just like pointing at them. Look.
And there are some fish that are just like rocketing out of the water and splashing in, the sea is just full and alive. While you are on the boat, are there any specific moves that either Ricardo or Daelin would like to take?
You're muted.
I have been talking for this. That's why you weren't responding to me.
Yeah. It happens to the best of us.
It happens.
Ricardo, you're on the boat. What would you like to do? Is there any moves I offered? Are there any moves that you would like to do?
Yes, I want to go with the same move that you used there. Take someone far out of their element and give them a token. I am going to look straight at Day and tell him, was it right?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Hey, we are here in the middle of the sea, and you know how to swim, right?
Yeah.
Do you know how to dive?
Yes.
I know how to dive as well, and I have never dived in the ocean. Means that we're one chance of doing this with Luis as well. I'm going out to see the fishes.
Then he takes off his bag, and then he takes off his shirt and his hat and stuff. His hair's kind of like little messed up and stuff. And then he otters have little pockets inside of close to like little armpits and stuff. Mm-hmm. And like he reaches in and he pulls out his little companion, his paradise mantis. Jesus.
Yes.
Kita. Okay, Kita, I need you to stay here. Mr. Luis, do you mind watching my friend?
Oh, no, not a worry. And Luis reaches out his hand, and Cheetah, right?
Kita.
Kita leaps onto his hand, and then he gently puts Kita on his shoulder, and then Kita just kind of hides in his fur, because he's a wolf, and just kind of hides in his fur and just kind of nuzzles there.
Thank you.
So Luis can always anchor something to the ground. If someone wants to move it even the slightest bit, they're going to need to spend a token. In this moment, Luis is going to anchor himself, so that he is so still that he moves with the ship. So Kita is stable and safe.
Oh, he's so caring.
Say it away.
Me, the player, loves him and stuff.
I was just gonna say, Tommy, the person Tommy has a crush on everyone.
Look. There has been like some really great characters, though.
I'm not
Yes.
I can't say nothing.
So immediately, you and the kids, let's take a big swing. Louise also puts down her pack and all of her little things. Seti, the small god, with her little mushroom hat, is like, no. I don't think Bhaloo is going to like this. Like, Ricardo, we shouldn't be doing this. And
look at him. He's going to see. He's trying to
Louise,
get there.
And Louise goes, shh. We're gonna have fun. Stay here and watch my stuff. And the three children, along with two of the fishermen, jump off of the edge of the boat and splash into the beautiful, warm, because it's winter.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
You
I
jump
forgot about that.
into the, and you guys both, like, not bathtub warm, but not the shocking cold you were all expecting.
Yeah.
But like a nice, and just into the beautiful blue sea. And with that, we're going to take our second break.
Could I quickly add that
Yeah,
Bhaloo
absolutely.
immediately stalks over to the nearest fisherman with a boat, and I will just spend a token to just loom over and just go, "Where are my children?"
What move are you doing with the token out of your moves?
They have to, if they hit my ward, they will get a token. But I wanted to do it in an intimidating way because.
Oh, okay. Oh, is that one of the moves that you can do? Hold on, wait.
Spend something's. No, this is something I can always do. I can ask, where are my children? Where is my ward is the question, but all three are my children, so where are my children?
Yeah, okay.
So
I got you.
I have 9 tokens.
They get it.
So
they get.
they will get
this
3
this
tokens.
is where it works. Where is my
They will get
ward?
3
They get a
tokens.
token if they help you find your ward. That's how that works.
Yeah, I'm giving three tokens just to get that attention, and I will get 3 tokens more to find my children.
Okay,
All
right.
I have tokens to burn.
You loom over this
Bhaloo
fisherman.
Good at what he do. Sorry.
You loom over this fisherman in the boat and says, "Where is my children?" And the fisherman is like, "Out there."
Get me to them, please.
Okay, get in the boat. And with that, we will take our second break. We will be back where we will have the final leg of our New Year's journey at the Salted Peninsula. Splat! 3 young people, along with 2 sea wolves, jump into the water.
Back on the wharf, Bhaloo, before starting off on the anime journey that he was about to embark on, looked back to his wife, Bhumi, and asked if he was being too much. And all of the adults agreed that it was too much. So
just
Bhaloo,
a nod of unison from all three of them. Luther says, if you still want to go out there, you can. But I'm pretty sure that the kids are going to be safe with those fishermen.
I'll trust the world and them. And just like dejectedly climbs out and sits on the wall and just looks at them.
The Seawolf fisherman that you had approached says, they're with Luis. Luis is one of the best of us here. They'll be fine.
Okay. I'm sorry. I was too much. I was worried.
Meanwhile, under the water, Louise moves, just swimming, floating, and what does Louise see when she looks at Ricardo, Dede? What do they look like as they are submerged in this watery wonderland?
You want to go first?
Okay. I think for the first time, since he's been on the journey with everyone, he looks like he's inside of his element. He is swimming through the water fast, going through the fishes, kind of like almost like instincts are taking over and stuff. He's kind of like following some of the fish inside the water and stuff. And you can see like through the water, if you're able to like look through the water, there is a smile on his face as he's going through. He has to like work to remind himself, like, we're on a mission, we're diving down, but he is so happy right now.
Can I make a place move?
Yes.
Can I
Yes.
describe the waters? In the sense that because it is a salt plain, I'm sure the water is a lot saltier. So it's almost like the saltiest sea in the world, like that you can almost kind of literally slow-mo swim in because of how dense it is. It's almost like that also, like in pockets. So like as like light passes through those dense pockets of the salt water, like it just gets distorted. So it's a beautiful shimmering double scattering of that water surface rippling on everything below.
And what about you? What does young Louise see when she looks at Ricardo underwater?
Okay, so unlike Day that was in his zone, going full speed, swimming everywhere. I don't know if any of you have seen an axolotl swimming before, but it's the silliest thing ever. They are like moving like this. Yeah, with a huge smile on their face, and they are letting loose their gills that are usually tied back, and they go boom to the sides and starts moving everywhere, trying to find fishes, and immediately losing Day out of sight because they clearly can't move at that speed.
And Louise is just so enchanted and excited by this. She realizes, oh, I gotta breathe, and rockets up to the surface. And Bhaloo, you see a large splash, and Louise's, little arm well, not little arm, long arm, like grabs the edge of the boat and literally launches herself up and does a little cartwheel into the boat, like droplets of water splashing up as she lands, and she just shakes out all of the seawater from her and her dress. And she waves at you.
Insert bad gif.
Yeah. And she just like waves at you and looks around. And then the camera once again dives down under the water with the two of you.
She's okay. She's okay.
I am going to ask Day a really important question that this place can always ask. I'm going to ask, what do you see here that breaks your heart? And I'm giving you a token.
God, I don't know if it's necessarily what he sees, because the water is the water and stuff, you know? But I think it's that feeling of swimming, being able to be in his element, move around throughout the water, and he can almost touch a memory of someone's body close to him as he swims, but he just can't reach it. And I think because he wants to reach it, he is swimming faster because he wants to find that memory so badly. And he keeps asking himself, why is it that I can't remember? Sometimes he asks me what's wrong with me.
You reach out and you see an apparition, an echo of a woman otter, much older. She reaches out her paw and entwines it with yours, looks you deep in the eye, and says, "Go back. Go where it's safe." And then it vanishes. What do you do? And it's a really familiar voice.
He stops in the water. He's looking around, looking for that apparition again. He's trying to find it. Doesn't see it. He almost thinks to himself, maybe if I swim further down, maybe I can find it. Then he looks back up, and he left Ricardo. He doesn't want to leave anyone else again, so he swims back up to Ricardo.
Take a token for speaking your true feelings on a subject. Ricardo, your friend returns, and in a very sweet moment, the two of you break the surface because, well, Day doesn't have gills. Day can stay under for a very long time, but they still need air. Are there any moves you would like to do when you see the look in Day's eyes?
I was about to ask that. How do I see Day when he comes towards me?
Day looks... Oh, he looks sad. He looks dejected. And he was very close to crying. If it wasn't for the fact that we are just getting out of water and stuff, you would probably see the tears coming off of his eyes.
In that moment, Ricardo will swim towards them in the silly way that they can only do, and approaching Day, they will notice this big change. Regarding the difference between the moment that Day connected with the water and how he looks right now. And look towards him, trying to connect eye to eye, and grab his hand, possibly in the same way that you just felt some moments ago. And I'm going to spend a token. Allow someone to connect with you on a personal level.
And there is this deep connection, this sense of friendship and family and reassurance as soon as your fingers interlock with Ricardo, where you realize that that moment with that apparition wasn't meant to make you sad, but was meant to remind you that this was waiting for you, that Ricardo's here.
Get out of the water. We can go back. We need to.
I don't know. Happy, but not happy. He swallows for a second and just takes a deep breath. I saw something down there, and it's a lady. She sounded familiar, and she told me to go back, that it's dangerous in the water. But I feel happy in the water, so how can the water be dangerous? He starts like scratching and stuff, almost like a very like nervous thing.
I mean, if I know my daughter, Louise is definitely just very obviously eavesdropping on this. 100%.
I don't want to get out the water, but I feel like I should listen.
Sometimes things don't make much sense. I did have to leave my home as well, and I don't know exactly why I needed to. Sometimes things don't make sense, but things end up good if you are going the way that your heart leads you to.
It's at this point that you are both offered assistance back onto the boat, if you would like it.
Takes it. The thing is, he's getting out of the water. He's like thinking to himself about how Ricardo said that he had to leave his home. He's thinking to himself, was the water my home? And did I have to leave it?
Thought you were looking forward to the water. What's weighing on your heart? As Seawolf Louise is kind of instructing the rest of the crew to turn the boat back onto the shore, heading back to the festival.
I don't know.
Sometimes you can see strange things under the water. I know what's happened to me before. It's full of spirits, gods, magic, food. Fish live there for small god's sake. He's like looking over his shoulder. Yes, place move? Okay. You're a little low, just letting amazing.
Sorry. I'm also very far back.
No, all good. You'd like to do a place move?
Yes, I'd like to do a place move.
Okay.
As they're there in the boat and like the kids are hauled back, there is a slight different movement, faster. The tide is changing.
Yep.
And with it, like you can see like a whole bunch of seagrass and sea kelp being swirled around the ship. And there's more fish moving around, so great for fishing. But the more waters have gotten kind of churned up, and there's debris in it.
The sea can be a complicated thing. It can be filled with bounty, but it can also become more murky as the sea wolf points to the changing tide. It can be many things all at once.
Natural. Be in the water. Should be in the water. Oh, why?
Well, I don't believe that. I think there may be something holding you back, but that's fine. From what I can tell, you're a smart kid. You'll figure it out.
I will. Thank you, sir, for taking us out.
You're welcome. And that, you can keep this. And he hands you like a starter fishing pole. Maybe you don't need to fish in the water. Maybe you can just fish from the shore or from a dock.
I think Papa Bhaloo likes fishing, so he can teach me.
He sure does. Louise says, "Hey, I know it might have been weird out there, but thank you. I had a really great time. I've never seen that many fish, and I haven't swum in an ocean before, so this is really exciting."
I'm glad you had fun. You get to
Scared
go on
about
other
it?
adventures.
No, I
We can go another time.
yeah, for sure.
But maybe not soon, please.
But now, it's okay. We don't need to go now.
There's still like food booths, and we have to set up our camp, and we have to like wait and celebrate New Year's for the rest of the day and into the night until we stay up too late and then fall asleep.
You are right. The musicians! And he immediately grabs his stuff. Sir, can I have Kita back?
Oh, of course. He like goes in and very carefully puts Kita back on your shoulder, and Kita just is like delicately goes into your pocket, peeking their head out every now and then.
Thank you. And then he grabs all his stuff, make sure he has his ocarina in hand, and as soon as it gets to shore, I'm going to go see the musicians.
Musicians! And like Louise just starts following you, and Mama Boomy is like, come, family time. As she takes your hand, Bhaloo, and leads you eagerly, excitedly towards the musicians.
Bhaloo is kind of he was looking very closely at all of their reactions after coming out of the water. He would have seen, because he's an observant old dog. Bhaloo is trying to use his height to look over the crowd to spot his kids, and he's pulling ahead of Boomy. But now it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Boomy she's excited as Louise is. In this moment, there is a usefulness and a hope that Boomy rarely experiences since she got back. Something about the musicians, all musicians, as you already know, Bhaloo, excites her and gives her a chance to dance. Luther and Mel are following along and behind, holding hands. What about you, Ricardo? Do you join the run towards the musicians?
Of course, yes. Ricardo will never lose an opportunity to go towards music.
Excellent. So there is a awesome stage with all these different musicians, bass, violin, hand drums, little, there's like a little hurdy-gurdy and clapping and guitar, and they're just amazing. They're just playing music. Some of them have flutes. One of them has a flute, and there's just a mixed band of a mixture of seawolves, seagulls, and okay, what are the other common animal folk we got here? Moles, seals, puffins. There's like essentially like they're members of the band that make up all of the common animal folk that live here on the peninsula, and they're all just playing jams and all kinds of people. There's like a makeshift dance floor on the hard packed earth that people are just dancing around on, enjoying the music, clapping along. Some people have like makeshift homemade instruments of their own that they're playing on the dance floor along with the music. And a lot of people's like kind of homemade instruments all appear to be like recycled food storage items, like jars that they're whispering into, tin cans that they've filled with dried beans that they've made into like maracas. Like it's all very like, you know, makeshift personal music, and it is an uproariously good time here.
I have a question.
Yes. What is your question?
Is magic okay here?
Yes.
Okay. Then I would like to spend a token.
Mm-hmm.
I want to light one of my incense and start to play my ocarina and let the smoke from the incense become shapes of others dancing and also having a good time while he's also dancing inside the circle with his ocarina, having a good time himself as well.
Boomy immediately, as you begin doing that, smiles and gets excited and has done something that she's done by the sides of campfires the whole time you've been traveling with Mama Boomy, and makes a move to dazzle and stun everyone who beholds you as she immediately begins dancing, her arms moving about in intricate and gorgeous ways, spinning around so that her sari and the various spins and whirls, the lovely bangles that she has, tinkle and tune onto the beat of the music. And her hands form all of these beautiful, sacred, intricate designs. It's almost like she's like isolating them separate from the arm movements, and just absolutely dancing with the smoke figures that you're creating, dancing with Bhaloo. Louise is
the most goofy smile on his face.
Louise also starts, tapping her foot and spinning her skirts around in a childish mimicry of what Boomy is doing. Luthor immediately turns to his beloved and says, "Mel, may I have this dance?"
Something I can always do, and say, "Hold this," and like wrap the arms around the waist as we start to like do a more like, I don't know, like samba type of more fast.
Yeah, like a partner dance, like almost like a really fast upbeat jig to the music. Luther is like spinning you around, the look in his blue eyes just filled with care and happiness and admiration, as he in his moves, as he listens to the music, he's going to make a move he could always do, which is invent something totally new, as he takes the dance steps that you have taught him in various different like folk dances you learned from the different places the two of you have traveled since you left Drosslight together, and creates like a special dance that is just for the two of you on this New Year's. And other people start picking it up and dancing along with you all.
I would also like to spend a token. I want to first spend a token to make my magic tea, my water one, and then I'm going to try and spend another token to ease someone's pain, if only for a moment. And I think at some point while Day was dancing, he would have seen through the crowd and through the dances. While in the dance, Bhaloo was doing the confident dad dance around, Day as well. But at some point, you would have seen through the crowd, he was sitting at a table with just pouring out a tea in one cup, and there's another cup, and he would catch your eye and just raise the pot and
Data would come over, to come drink.
How does the tea make Day feel? Describe the magic.
This tea is magic tea. You will feel healed from all aches, pains, headaches, and nausea. And if it is cooled and poured over an injury, it can be cured. But another nature, depending on the elements that are added to it, Bhaloo can make this tea cure anxiety, depression, nightmares, heartache, and any other number of conditions. So as you come there and you kind of cup that tea, as you've seen this and you've had this tea before, I think at some point in the journey, Bhaloo would have just quietly smiled at you, raised the cup to his mouth and taken a sip. And if you repeated the same, you'd taste just like cinnamon and last bit of a little saffron that he had as well, and a deep petrichor root of the earth kind of taste. Yeah.
So I want you to hold that in your mind as you drink the tea. And I will have a question for you in the moment. But before that, if it's okay, Ricardo, how are you reacting to all of this? What have you been doing? Are you dancing? Are you happily watching? I want to make sure
that, most people are happily dancing or drinking some tea by the side while enjoying the music. Ricardo will possibly join the side of Bhaloo sitting next to him and getting some tea for them as well.
Another cup is immediately placed.
While enjoying the dancing, getting some memories from back at their home, their previous home, where it was very usual for people to go out into dancing and doing all sorts of pirouettes. And at this moment, in this precise instant, this feels like home.
Oh. And with that, Day, what memory out of the many memories that you have lost is healed and given back to you in this moment as you drink this tea? I want to put it in the hands of you, the player. What comes back to you? A who, a where, and it will be filled almost like with vibrant, colorful clarity with every sip of the tea, as if a part of you that had been empty with just faint lines around it was filled with color and depth and meaning.
I think the moment that comes back to him is him just much younger, much smaller, sitting on the water. He's looking up at the sky, beautiful day. He's getting really tired. And he feels arms come over to him, and he gets brought onto their chest. The otters do. He hears her voice. My sweet baby. She starts singing to him. As she's slowly being lulled to sleep. While he asks her, Mama, should I like that? Him on the forehead before he could hear.
So before he hears the answer, you fall asleep with the memory of your mother. And the fact that having a mother as part of your story is returned to you. Before we lay down for the night.
If you would permit.
Okay, what would you...
As Day kind of, his eyes kind of clear back up and he comes back into the moment, Bhaloo would lean across and just kind of gently pat his shoulder and look him in the eye and just say, no, I don't know what happened, but I saw your face when you came out. It's not what I expected. I won't ask, but I will tell you this, young man. I know what it is to be lost. And when you are lost, it is hard to trust what will happen, but what happened. But whatever happens, you are now and forever my child.
I think he just smiles, wipes his eyes again.
He will kind of, and just the massive paw just scoops him up and just puts him on the chest.
Very much a reminder of when he was held when he was younger. And he asks him, will you teach me how to fish, Papa?
As long as you keep it on the slide, let Papa.
As long as you keep it on the sly.
Well, she's right behind me, isn't she? Bhaloo turns white.
Also looks back.
Our travelers have come to a that is yet full of life, full of memory, as the new year comes and goes. And I think this is going to be a great place to wrap up our journey for now. Thank you all so much for joining us on this amazing return to A Season's Oath. I am Okami. I have been your guide. Please, everyone, let's have our amazing players introduce us, and plug their stuff. What's going on? We're going to start with our newest cast member who has joined the Travelers of A Season's Oath. Tommy, tell us.
Whose first AP performance?
Live AP performance. Yes. Please, Tommy, tell us your name, your pronouns, where we can find you, and any other projects you are working on, and then pick someone else in the group to popcorn it over to do the same thing.
Well, hi everyone. My name is Tommy. Real name Tomas. Tom, T, Troy. There's a lot of them. You can find me on.
That's your government name and your social security number, please.
No, none of that. None of that.
So it's 458. You can find me on TommyGon12 on TikTok, T_T_Watkins on Instagram, and that's all. I don't post a lot. I should probably post a lot more. The only thing that I am currently that's currently in the works is a Kids on Bikes, renamed Teens on Jet Skis. With So You Want to Be a DM, with the lovely Justin as our GM during that campaign, and is coming out March 19th, I believe, or the 17th, one of the two. I'll have to ask them again, but it's I can't wait. It's gonna be great. That's it. Mel.
Hi, everybody. I'm Baba Yaga. You can find me on Blue Sky at Baba Yaga. And depending on when you're watching this, if it's now, go buy my Starfinder 2 Society adventure on Paizo. If it's in the future, just go Google me on Paizo. That's all I can say.
Yes.
I'm going to popcorn it over to Tomas.
Well, hello there. My name is Tomas Jimenez Rioja, and I have been playing your lovely and silly Ricardo, the Axolotl. You can find me pretty much everywhere on the internet with the same tag, that is at T Jimenez RGM. That's spelled TGIMENEZRGM. I creating some stuff. I have just published a new adventure/mystery for the Midnight Muscadines game. If you have played it before or know of it, it's very much cozy, but in a different way from Wanderhome, with having a bit of dark elements. This mystery is around solving a mystery that is on the basement of a tea shop where an auction is being held.
Ooh. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's what I've got going on right now, and I am going to popcorn it towards Aadi.
Hello, people of the internet. I am Aadi MK. Fab, he, him pronouns, because, I mean, he, him's a little boring and I prefer being Fab first. I have been playing Bhaloo, the Guardian, and Dad. Yeah, he's an emotional, he's a teddy bear.
Yes.
Look forward to... you can find me at AadiMK on both Blue Sky and YouTube. But also, the thing that I'm going to plug is Many-Faced Plays, which is an AP group that I started and suddenly became a server overnight. Yeah, we're going to start our first Vampire the Masquerade Chronicles, Baghdad by Night, which is going to be a... If you want to see the glittering jewel of the Euphrates and the Tigris in the moonlight, come find what else lurks in the dark at Baghdad by Night on Many-Faced Plays on YouTube very soon.
Love it. Love it. Well, shout out to Kallum, our producer and dramaturg. Shout out to our art team, Lex, Nano Colors, Demortis.
For all of this.
Yes, for all of this. They are incredible. Please keep an eye out on the House of Dreams Blue Sky. Next week, on Thursday, we are going to be premiering the Rose Court Arc 1, which will be the first part of the Rose Court project, an actual play series 2 years in the making. So please tune in Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which I think is either 7 or 8 GMT. I'm not sure which because I'm in the United States, but we try to hold to European times here because half our team is in the UK, and we appreciate all the hard work that they do, especially Kallum. But without further ado, we will be here back next Saturday. Same Wanderhome time, same Wanderhome channel. But for now, everyone, please get your rest. Take care of yourself. There's a lot of darkness in the world, but know that you can share a slice of peace here at the House of Dreams. Bye.